Once you have learned and prepared for GRE, English proficiency tests are not that challenging. But trust me, sometimes this could also get messed up if you don't prepare the way like you prepared for GRE. GRE is exhausting, I know, but English proficiency tests like IELTS, TOEFL, and nowadays they also have a Duolingo, which is like newly accepted English proficiency test in USA. I can speak more about IELTS and TOEFL. I haven't given Duolingo, or like but I know multiple people who have appeared for Duolingo and they have got good grades in Duolingo. So when it comes to preparation for English proficiency test like IELTS or TOEFL, the very first thing is like you need to understand the sections. So, like in GRE, you focus more on cons, verbal, which is more of analytical based thinking. Here, English proficiency test you for first writing, listening, reading, and then understanding. So those are like the four things which they will ask you. So every section has different way of preparation, and the approach is pretty simple. You have to take one session at a time. So usually in IELTS, like you have to speak in front of an examiner, so that is sometimes easy for people to just interact and speak in front of a human rather than like speaking in front of a computer. The reading materials, everything is available online. So once you book your test with the IELTS, they will send the British Council, and there are various other providers. But I took my IELTS test with British Council, and they provided me with a booklet and a preparation guide. So I just followed that. And at the same time, I was also working from YouTube, and I was looking at like those big YouTubers who have like their classes and everything online, and like they just have some free videos. You can learn a lot from them as well. First thing for preparation of IELTS is like you need to have at least a bandwidth of 1 month or 2 month. I had like a hard time because my deadlines were approaching, so I just gave it in 15 days only. But because I had prepared thoroughly for GRE, I was in a state of mind that where I could give IELTS comfortably. But I would ask not anyone to take such risk. It could go here and there also if you don't do thorough preparation for 2 hours daily. And in each and every section you will have like in reading section you will have like 30 minutes. For every section you will have to go through different set of questions. For reading also, like you will have to read paragraph and then have multiple choice questions to answer. Speaking, as I told, like you will have to speak in front of an examiner. There are like various approaches. For writing also, like you will have to write an essay, and you can also use for or against kind of plaintiff or defendant approach for that. So those were like my preparation roadmap for IELTS or TOEFL. Any one exam if you have to choose. I preferred IELTS because it was comparatively easier, and in US every university accepts IELTS, so it's not big of an issue. Sometimes your IELTS score, you have to send up to 4 universities. It is allowed. You can send it to any 4 universities of your choice. So like I was more determined for Northeast University based on my GRE score, and so I sent my score from IELTS through Northeastern and other university. Like in TOEFL also, like you can send your TOEFL score in advance or like after the exam. But also like there are multiple charges to send your IELTS score and official GRE score. So that is like a secondary thing once you're done with the exam. But keep a note of this thing as well. Yeah, this is a very good question for students, let's say, who are working professionals and not able to like get a time on their weekends, or as well as like students who are having multiple commitments during their undergrad years. So the first thing, you should have a roadmaps and strategies plan that how you could invest your time in learning and preparation, because it's just like you cannot just appear for a GRE exam and you can get good grades. And obviously there are exceptions, but for any student, like you will have to spend like at least 1 hour, 2 hour on daily basis before your exam approaches. And sometimes when you are giving for exam, let's say like if your exam is like in the month of August, then you should start appearing for practice tests in the month of July. So like you can give one practice test a day, and each practice test can go up to 4 hours. So like you have to have that kind of mindset where you are able to sit for 4 hours and then you are able to give such test. I know it's not an easy task, but like you have to go through and grind through that kind of mindset so that like you are able to get good grades, and at the same time you are able to be in that mindset where you could easily give the exam. Sometimes I have seen some testimonials from friends that like because in the GRE exam hall, like if due to like the ACs being so cold, were not able to focus. So I always recommend having some kind of jacket so that like you can protect yourself from the cold ACs during the exam. Other thing which I would like to give focus on the study material is like Magosh or everyone has like a very good exam book. So that comes with like some practice test also. There are like some easily cracked available exam tests on online also, and you can refer them. I cannot obviously name them. You guys are smart enough to figure out which one I'll be talking about. And there are other materials like study guides, like you can also go through some books, so books which is available from ETS, Mogush, etc. So like you may want to learn from theirs as well. So they have like good 20-25 questions which will give you a high impetus of what the exam questions would be, and like you can get some kind of awareness like what kind of questions which will be asked. So it would not be the same questions, but the questions would be similar what you can expect during the exam.